Welcome to this month's edition, or this quarter edition of From the Desk of Greg Sansom. Well, winter's firmly upon us, and there's a few chilling things we're going to discuss today. So first of all, with regards to Liberty, I'd like to talk about the wellness bonus that we've just launched. So in the past, we've obviously had all our opposition saying to us, why don't we have a loyalty program bonus? Why don't we pay their money back on their premiums that they spend at Liberty? So what we've gone and done is put together what we call a wellness bonus. Now this wellness bonus is actually quite simple. What we've done is we've plugged into Vitality and Momentum's multiplier. And all you've basically got to do is submit to us your normal certificate showing what kind of status you're on at Vitality and at multiply. And what we do is we add this wellness bonus onto existing Liberty policies. Now it doesn't come for nothing. You effectively pay 5% of whatever premiums you're paying towards Liberty that gets allocated towards your wellness bonus. But the trick is if you, for example, are on a gold status at Discovery with regards to Vitality, we will then give you back 35% of your premiums on an annualized basis, between 5 and 40% in totality, depending on your actual status at Discovery, Vitality, as well as at Liberty, at the end of the financial year. Now this gets paid out at the end of the 5th year. Again, I repeat, you get between 5 and 40% of your monthly contributions back at the end of the 5th year. All you've got to do is supply us with your Momentum Multiplier certificate as well as your Discovery Vitality certificate so we can confirm what kind of status you're on. And depending on what kind of status you're on, that's the amount of percentage that you're going to get back at the end of the 5th year. Now what happens is you get this over and above your ad-lib bonus. So not only do you get your ad-lib bonus, you now get your wellness bonus too. Again, it's not something for free. It's going to cost you 5%, but if you're paying 5% to get 35% back of your premiums at the end of the 5th year, it makes for good standing. So let's have a chat about this. Give us a call and I'll explain it to you a little bit more, but a really great initiative that came out of the Liberty stable. All right. While we're still on Liberty, let's talk about cannabis. So last year in September, the Constitutional Court legalized cannabis. And since then, it's been a hot topic with regards to the insurers. Well, the short answer and the short questions that have come through with regards to cannabis is, when you apply for a life insurance policy, we ask you to disclose to us your state of health and your habits. Now, we're saying to you, please disclose to us that you are using cannabis for whatever reason, be it recreational, be it medicinal, but allow us to understand the usage. Understand one thing, it's not illegal. So don't be afraid to say to us, Greg, I'm using cannabis for medicinal purposes and feel ashamed about it. It has now become legal. And if we understand it and we note it down on your policy at inception stages, it leaves for no grounds with regards to non-disclosure. So our Chief Medical Doctor, Dominic Stott, has made it very, very clear when we are doing application forms with our clients, rather you as the client disclose to us to tell us exactly with regards to your usage. We will then underwrite it accordingly. Now in most cases, you won't even get loaded by simply telling us that you have cannabis or use cannabis for recreational purposes as well as for medicinal purposes. But again, what's important for us to understand is the usage of it, and we will then make the decision going forward. Again, the big thing is the disclosure. It's important that you tell us. Don't be ashamed of it. It's perfectly legal now in South Africa, so let's just be totally transparent with regards to this. Okay, so let's talk about the markets. Anyway, as we sit at the moment, quarter two, the JSE is on 57,000 points. We're sitting with the US dollar at 14.72. Given on any day, it can go whichever way. Gold, unfortunately, sitting at $1,300 per ounce, and this sort of says to us that there's a bit of uncertainty in the market. All right, so yesterday the local GDP numbers came out, and of course they were down 3.2%, and everybody got all nervous about it. And I went back and I had a look at last year's numbers, and the very short answer is that we actually haven't grown since last year. We're actually net on net. So as much as we are down, yes, because remember, we've got to go up every year to try and meet that all-important number to grow by 1.8%. We're actually flat based on quarter. Unfortunately, the mining sector went down 10.8%, the manufacturing sector went down by 8.8%, and they all tend to blame it on electricity. I think that those problems are a little deeper than just simply electricity, to be perfectly honest with you. But let's see how the quarter unfolds. All right, yesterday something popped up that was quite interesting for us, and that was somebody mentioned the word quantitative easing, and I thought I'll just quickly end the session by explaining what quantitative easing is, and it's really not good. They said that more fund managers should start using, or the government or the Reserve Bank should now start implementing quantitative easing. And effectively what this basically means is that the Reserve Bank must buy government bonds at a predetermined price. And that's not good. So imagine this, the Reserve Bank takes money and it actually goes and buys government bonds at a predetermined price, pays the government generates revenue, and this revenue then gets used to boost the economy. That's the auspices of quantitative easing. The problem I've got is that we're now forcing people to do things that they don't want to do in terms of where to buy and pay for things. Here's the good thing. Tito Mbembeni came out yesterday and said, no ways, not allowing this, and I really enjoyed that. And Letseka came across, our finance minister, and said, we're not going to go down this route, guys. The Reserve Bank is totally against it, and don't try and dictate to us where we must go and place some money and what we must buy. So again, our constitution gets tested, and I think we're going to have the balance of the year is going to be much the same. So from my side, have a great quarter. Let's stay warm, let's stay healthy, let's stay positive, and let's get out there and make a difference, and help fix this great country that we all live in. From my side, Greg Sansom, and from the desk, I wish you a great quarter going forward. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.